Hi, Crossing family. I'm sure most of you have been hearing about the abundance of research and findings coming out about how smartphones are affecting all of us, but especially our kids. So let's dive into some of the health and spiritual risks to be aware of, and then also some very practical steps you can take to make the healthiest choice for your family, mentally and spiritually. At the end of this newsletter, we have some great links that I think will really help you. But first, let's talk about the challenges and dangers of smartphones in regard to your child's spiritual journey. Challenges and dangers. So first off, distraction from spiritual focus. Phones can easily become the primary focus, taking attention away from time with God, spiritual development, family, and spiritual environments like church. It can create distractions that hinder your children from hearing from the Holy Spirit on a daily basis. Next up, worldly influences. The content on phones often promotes secular values and self-glorifying ideologies, which can influence children's beliefs and desires away from Christ-like character. It can contribute to an identity crisis regarding your children knowing and understanding they are a child of God, loved and accepted just as they are. Next is addiction and mental health. The addictive nature of smartphones and social media can hinder mental, emotional, and physical health, which we know are interconnected with spiritual well-being. Smartphone use by children younger than 13 is now associated with suicidal thoughts, worse emotional regulation, lower self-worth, and detachment from reality, especially among girls, according to recent studies. Next up is false sense of privacy. Phones create an illusion of a private world, which can make it easier for children to forget God's omnipresence and engage in sinful or harmful behaviors. So, now that we know the challenges and the dangers, here are 3 questions to consider before getting your child a smartphone. Number 1, does your child really need it? Here's a tough question for all of us as parents. Does my child really need a phone because they need to contact me throughout the day, or am I giving in to their request for a phone because I want them to fit in socially? Most of us would affirm that kids should be spending more time outside playing, enjoying nature, and hanging out with friends instead of being occupied by screens. But even the practice of meeting up with friends is arranged through text now. So maybe asking the related questions like, well, are there creative solutions to situations where we think he needs a phone? Could also prove helpful. I would suggest a flip phone for kids under the age of 16. This allows texting and calling without the dangers of the internet, apps, and social media. Question number 2. Is your child mature enough to handle a phone? When you open the door to technology, it can lead to dangerous and unintended places. So ask yourself, does my child have the maturity to look away from bad images and messages that appear on his screen, even with filters and blockers that you've put in place? Does he have the discipline to do his schoolwork before picking up his device? After all, using a smartphone for one purpose, say checking the weather, can lead to many other checks that come up. At the very least, if your child has a smartphone, you should also invest in an app or program to block certain content. And question number 3, are you modeling healthy smartphone habits to encourage the same in your kids? They're watching. Are we falling prey to the same things we're concerned about for our own children? In our tech-saturated world, there are things we need to use our phones for, but in what areas would we also do well to cut back? The Apostle Paul instructed Timothy. He said to set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity. That's in 1 Timothy 4:5. Likewise, it's critical for Christian parents to set a godly example for our children. When we wisely steward technology, it can go a long way towards ensuring our kids will too. As parents, we are called to build high walls to protect our kids when they're young and then help instill godly character as they grow into adults. No parent will probably ever look back and say, I wish we'd given them phones sooner, or I wish we'd all been online more often. But most parents will look back and be thankful for every tech-free evening they spent together as a family, reading, talking, playing games, making music, and more. And like all of life, childhood is fleeting. So the more undistracted time that we give our children, the more we will be able to know them, love them, and instruct them in the glorious deeds of the Lord and the wonders that He has done, so that they will set their hope in Him. Psalm 78, 1-7. If you do choose to give your kids a smartphone, the cell phone agreement link below, I believe, can help you put some great boundaries in place for you and your kids. Also, the link to Wait Till 8th may inspire you to inspire other parents in your child's school, neighborhood, or sports team regarding smartphone use. Remember, you are the parent. It's never too late to exchange your child's phone for a flip phone, or explain that you've decided it's not healthy for them to have it right now. Research the findings coming out now yourself, pray about it, and let God help you discern what is the best choice for each child. Thanks for listening to your Next Gen team at The Crossing and Parent Cue.